God is one. God is one. There's no other God, small g, or God, capital G, worthy of worship aside from Yahweh. Now, from time to time throughout this commentary, I'm going to use the tetragrammaton name of God as rendered Yahweh, YHVH. I normally don't say it that way, but since I wrote it into my commentary using the 4 letters, the tetragrammaton, when I encounter that, instead of saying Hashem or Adonai or Adoshem or Elohim or Elohim or the Lord or something like that, or Jehovah, I'll say what I believe is the closest preserved approximation of this otherwise unknowable name, simply because it's been hidden by men. But God didn't forget what his name is, and it's been preserved in the scriptures, and so as best as we can approximate from a scholarly perspective, I believe it's Yahweh or Yahweh. That's how I understand it when I was studying Hebrew from a native Israeli. So Yahweh or Yahweh, he's one. He's one God. Jewish people affirm it, Christians affirm it, and even Muslims affirm it, that there's only one God. There are not multiple gods. So we're not polytheists. Christians and Jews are both monotheists. So to say that God is one is a typical monotheistic answer based on a traditional Jewish view of Deuteronomy 6:4, aka the Shema. This particular subject will continue to baffle many Jews and Christians alike. Here's the subject. How is it that God can be one and yet somehow three? How can he be three, like Christians say? The matter, in my understanding, is really made clear when Christians explain to their skeptics and to opponents, when we explain that correct Christianity does not believe in 3 gods. That is, in my opinion, and in my experience, something you need to kind of get out of the way right up front when you're talking to people who have this discussion with you. Don't just start saying, well, Trinity means XYZ, or Trinity means blah, blah, blah. Let them know, that is, if you believe that, which I think most Christians do, that you don't believe in 3 gods. You believe in one God. We believe in one God who expresses himself in a unity of 3 distinct persons. And it's important that we use that phrase persons because, as I've heard other scholars explain it, God as a being is one being. This kind of speaks to what God is. When I talked about ontology earlier, what is God? God is one being. So when we talk about the nature of being, again, we're simply talking about the makeup or what is that person? What's the essential nature of the thing that we're discussing? And yet, when we bring in this concept of person, we have to stop and start thinking personality. And person speaks to who. He's one what with 3 whos. Who are the 3 persons of God? One being, 3 persons. Unity of 3 distinct persons.